The evening of May 26, 1991, settled over the lush, mountainous landscape of Thailand. Lauda Air Flight 04, a Boeing 767-300ER bound for Vienna with 213 passengers and 10 crew members, was a gleaming silver bird climbing into the darkening sky. On the flight deck, Captain Thomas Welsh, a seasoned and respected pilot, and his first officer, Joseph Thurner, went through their post-takeoff checks. This is the story of Lauda Air Flight 004. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe now. Aviation. The mood was professional, the atmosphere calm. The aircraft, named Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, was a testament to modern aviation technology. 17 minutes after its 5:43 p.m. departure from Bangkok, the aircraft was climbing through 24,700 feet over the dense, uninhabited jungle of the Phu Toi National Park. The sun had set, leaving only a faint glow on the western horizon. In the cabin, the gentle hum of the engines was a reassuring sound. Flight attendants had just begun preparations for the long-haul service. Without warning, a deafening roar and a violent shudder ripped through the aircraft. In the cockpit, a master caution light illuminated, and an electronic voice blared a single terrifying word. Reverse. The number 1, left engine's thrust reverser had deployed in flight. On a Boeing 767, the thrust reversers are powerful devices used to slow the aircraft after landing by redirecting engine thrust forward. They are mechanically locked and designed to be impossible to deploy in the air. Yet against all engineering logic, the left reverser had activated. The effect was catastrophic and instantaneous. The aircraft, suddenly gripped by an immense asymmetric force, yawed violently to the left. The deployed reverser acted like a massive brake on one side, while the right engine continued to push forward at full climb power. The 767, now a machine at war with itself, began to roll onto its back. Captain Welsh, fighting against G-forces that were pinning him to his seat, radioed a desperate, truncated message to air traffic control. "We have emergency. Lauda 004. Reverse. Reverse thrust." His voice was strained, urgent. Those were the last words anyone heard from Flight 004. The uncommanded roll became an uncontrollable dive. The 767, inverted and structurally failing, began to break apart as the aerodynamic stresses far exceeded its design limits. The tail section and both wings separated from the fuselage. Passengers and crew, still strapped in their seats, were subjected to unimaginable forces as the disintegrating aircraft plummeted towards the earth. Witnesses on the ground, farmers in a remote village, saw a fireball streaking across the night sky, followed by the sound of a tremendous explosion that shook the ground. The wreckage of the Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was scattered across a wide area of nearly impassable jungle. The impact and subsequent fire were so intense that nothing remained larger than a car door. All 223 people on board were killed instantly. The investigation that followed, led by both Thai and U.S. authorities with the full involvement of Boeing and Lauda Air, became a grim and painstaking puzzle. The key question was the one Captain Welsh had tried to articulate. How could a thrust reverser deploy in mid-air? The investigation focused on the complex system of locks, actuators, and wiring that controlled the thrust reversers. The wreckage of the left engine's thrust reverser system was critical. After months of sifting through debris, investigators found the smoking gun, the solenoid valve that controlled the hydraulic pressure to the reverser's actuator. Forensic analysis of its electrical wiring showed evidence of a short circuit. The official conclusion was devastating in its simplicity. A single faulty wire in the solenoid valve's electrical supply had short-circuited, sending an unintended electrical signal. This signal bypassed all the safety locks, the mechanical and software systems designed to prevent this exact scenario, and commanded the reverser to deploy. The immense force of the air rushing past the engine at 300 knots was enough to break the mechanical lock, and the reverser translated rearward into its deployed position. In a dramatic and somber demonstration to prove the theory, NASA pilots flew a Boeing 767 simulator, replicating the exact conditions of Flight 004. At the same altitude and airspeed, they commanded the left thrust reverser to deploy. The simulator responded exactly as the real aircraft had: a violent, uncommanded roll, a loss of control, and an unrecoverable dive. The simulation matched the flight data recorder's final moments with chilling accuracy. The crash of Lauda Air Flight 004 was a tragedy that exposed a critical, unforeseen flaw in a seemingly redundant system. It led to immediate and mandatory changes across the global fleet of Boeing 767s, with modifications to the thrust reverser systems to make such an event physically impossible. For the aviation industry, it was another harsh lesson written in blood, reinforcing the relentless pursuit of safety. For the families of the 223 victims, it was the end of a world, a loss born from a clear blue sky over a dark and distant jungle. Thank you for watching this complete video. Please like and subscribe our YouTube channel Red.Aviation.